coming to show your revulsion at the horrible acts that were committed on Cody. I'd like to thank you all for coming to show your determination to ensure that Northern Ireland can be a better place for animals. Anyone with compassion could not fail to have been moved by the story of Cody when this horrific incident happened in August. Animal lovers were firstly shocked, then angered to hear that such cruelty was inflicted upon a family pet. The incident left the Agnews, including their two sons, Justin and Jake, heartbroken by the loss of an important member of their family. In the act that led to Cody's death, we saw the worst that human beings are capable of. But in what has followed, we've seen the best of human nature, and we've shown that we live in a society that truly cares about animals. Cody's family have been overwhelmed with messages of support and the level of donations they received to help with Cody's care. That is why we're here today. To thank you all for your kindness in supporting the Agnew family over this difficult period, and to turn the truly awful circumstances of Cody's death into a positive story of human solidarity and compassion for animals. Natalie and Martin Agnew were keen that the money they received go towards helping other animals who need care, which is why today they will be making contributions to a number of local animal welfare charities. This money could not come at a better time for those charities. As we enter the Christmas period, we know that despite all the efforts to get out the message that a dog is for life and not just for Christmas, that each of the animal sanctuaries in Northern Ireland will see a huge surge in the number of animals needing rescue and needing their care. On behalf of all the charities here today, I want to thank you for your continuing support. Without your time, donated time and donated money, they could not do the work they do on behalf of animals. And I want to make one special mention to the charity Guide Dogs. As you've just heard, they're seeking to raise £5,000 so that they can name a guide dog in Cody's memory and train him up to act as a guide dog with someone who's blind or partially sighted. As you've heard, they've still a way to go to meet their target, so please I ask you all to give generously for this important cause. As a politician, I know there's more that we need to do in the Northern Ireland Assembly to help protect animals in Northern Ireland and to ensure that those who perpetrate acts of animal cruelty are brought to justice. Earlier this year, a new Animal Welfare Act came into force, and it does give courts more power to impose stricter sentences and heavier fines on those who commit acts of cruelty. But we need to also we first need to ensure that those powers are used, and time will tell if the courts are willing to use the powers we have given them. We also need to ensure that proper resources go in to investigating crimes against animals and catching the perpetrators. We have only 5 animal welfare officers in Northern Ireland, and in fact until recently that figure was only 1. So there have been some improvements, but I think more needs to be done. We need a single point of contact for people to report instances of animal cruelty and animal neglect. Anyone who's tried to report an injured animal or a crime against an animal will know how frustrating the process can be. No one seems to want to take responsibility. You get shunted from pillar to post before you finally get to somebody who can help you. And what we need is a single point of contact that everybody knows if they ring that number and report a case of animal abuse, that their report will be heard. I'd just like to finish by saying to all the animal welfare charities represented here today that we want to thank you for all the work you do on behalf of animals. And many people will work as volunteers and will give their time freely because they truly care and are truly committed to animals in Northern Ireland. I also want to wish the Agnew family well with their new pet Rex. I'm sure he'll become a loving addition to the family and has become as much a part of the family as Cody was. You should be very proud of yourself. for turning what was a very negative experience into something so positive, into an ongoing campaign to bring justice for Cody and to ensure every animal in Northern Ireland is protected. Thank you.
Thank you for all coming, and I really appreciate you doing this for us.